What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. I'm doing an audio headphones recording, and this is honestly about mental health, you know, being strong mentally, and also goes about suicide and stuff like that, too. I usually love to keep the frequency higher. At the same time, there is some real life, so there is still some real life stuff in the world. And where I'm going with all this is that, like, hey, yeah, it's real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there may be so called 7 billion people in the world, but guess what? People are constantly coming and going. Like, I've known people that I've been to school with, they're no longer here, they're no longer alive, and also I've connected with people. I'm connecting presently with people who, you know, their loved ones took their own life. You know what I'm saying? Suicide type stuff. And I'm not encouraging it at all. I repeat, I am not encouraging suicidal stuff at all. You know, where I'm going with this is like we got to be strong. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's common sense. Like it takes so much of a stronger man or woman to be able to just, you know, surrender and just move forward in a strong way than to, go tit for tat, than to take their own life, than to just sell their soul and give up. It takes a stronger being to be able to still brush off whatever dust that they went through and still see another day. And I guess I'm sharing this because, quite honestly, all of people just want love. You know what I mean? Love, a connection. And like there's connections, there's vibrance. You know what I'm saying? And then some is the complete opposite. And you would have to try really hard and maybe even fake something just to try to, you would have to go so much just to try to fill someone else's cup. I guess that's the point I'm making. And like, you don't have to do that. That's something I noticed. To choose people that choose you, choose people that vibrate on a high frequency, a similar frequency as you. Like for real. Honestly, it's deep. But what I notice is like, hey, if you know they aren't even doing YouTube, they aren't even having a line of work or any of that stuff, then who are they to try to put me down or try to talk smack about me or be ungrateful or this or that? You know what I mean? Like, where's your line of work? You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's why I move forward with it, to be honest, because yeah, it's a whole new modern day and age, and many times I can be freaking disgusted with what I've experienced and what goes on in the world. And yeah, like also at the same time you realize we don't control anybody, but at the same time you're like, wow, you feel like you just want to round everybody up and pull everybody into your spot or whatever, and maybe not all of them actually want to be there, but at the same time you still are like, wow, they need to be there, or I want this love and this or that, but guess what, they don't want to be there, and it's just like it'd be forced fake feelings and forced fake emotions to try to get them there. Like, that's where you start to choose people that choose you, and you'll notice that it'll be like a reciprocal thing. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. I speak about this all the time, that men and women are equal, and like there's a lot of heavy ego, heavy yang energy, heavy ego stuff in this planet, where it's not romantic, truly, where it's not deep, truly, where it's not intimate, truly, people are addicted to their phone screen. They can't even show their partner any love. I've been through that, where every time I would come home, my partner had nothing to say, not how's my day, None of that stuff. Just where they're just glued to the phone screen. You know, I had times where I help people out and they just don't even care. They're blind. You know what I'm saying? They're so ungrateful and they're just so quick to take people for granted. You know what I mean? Probably because they never was shown real love. You know, they may not have a mom or a dad. They may not have been breastfed. You know, so what I've learned is just let that stuff go and focus on people that's choosing me, honestly, because that's the ultimate thing. You know, that's why I stay inspired by my mentors who are older than me because I've seen that they've gotten through the patch that I'm going through, you know, and stuff like that. Because you just want to be to a point where it's like, hey, guess what? I'm ready to be in the position where all the love just comes to me, you know, where there's no more excuses, no more arguments, no more drama, no more this, no more that, no more overthinking, no more like it just being so difficult to just talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was going crazy, but really it's just people are narcissists and manipulative out there. You know, I noticed that when some people call the phone and it's just like you feel a tension, a pain, uh, you know, just a shaky, eerie vibe just from their phone call, just from their interaction, their energy, even through a cell phone, even through real life, you know? And like I learned just to let that stuff go because honestly, people are supposed to want to get things right with one another. And like what I've seen is just it's a whole bunch of addiction to just this whole pretentious, scandalous mindset mentality. You know, they see it from the mainstream destructive entertainment industry, you know, the music, the fearful news, people gossiping, all this. It's just like, are you for real right now? Because that's not who you were in a past life. That's not who you were in the ancient time. That's not who you were in the jungle, in nature. You know, it's for real. People buzz around on these social media sites. They buzz around through the city in these matrix jobs and stuff. But on a deeper level, you know, that's not you. And I guess that's why they say love is all you need and stuff. Because finally, whenever you do have a loving connection or whatever, you're supposed to honor it. You're supposed to nurture it. You're supposed to love it. It's not just supposed to be so insanely difficult. You know, it's like either we vibe, we vibe. If we don't, we don't. You know, I thought I had to try to please everybody. I thought I had to try to be everybody's friend. I thought I had to try to get everybody to like me. But guess what? Going vegan, by doing that type of work, inner work, you know, by sacrificing going to the club and by sacrificing trying to just rush and race around everywhere, you know, a lot of different stuff. Just honestly, just embracing a lifestyle. It's not even really a sacrifice. It's just I'm embracing a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. I started to slowly but surely see, hey, guess what? It don't even matter how compassionate and kind you are. There's 7 billion people on this planet, and there's bound to be one who is a complete total opposite as you. For real. I didn't want to believe it, but it's true. No matter how much I want to, you know, celebrate, you know, strawberries and grapes and healthy living and stuff like that, guess what? There's people who think that's a joke, who laugh at that stuff, and they're the sick ones. And I learned, thank God, not to argue with them, not to feed into the fire of that type of stuff. Because it's a heavy contrast. I know it sounds like common sense, but hey, I'm a young man learning these virtues and valuable lessons. You know, this whole ego, this whole comparison, this whole social media hype, it's disrupting a lot of the planet, to be honest. How many of us remember how peaceful it was, excuse me, way back when, in the day, when we're 4, 5, 6 years old, playing in the sandcastle, playing in the jungle gym, all this stuff. And it's just harmony. You know what I'm saying? We're not caring about what skin color they are. We're not caring about how, you know, there's how much likes they got and social media status. We're not caring about none of that stuff. You know, we're just